Hey, welcome to 209coach.com. I want to do a video for you today to help your child develop a very elite extension. You want to develop a very elite extension when you're playing either baseball, softball, because what this does, it allows your bat to stay in the zone for a long period of time. Not only that, it allows your bat to have like a whip effect. In other words, it's not going to be a flare shot. It's going to be hitting to and through the ball. And if you have an elite extension, and if you do it correctly, trust me, it will help your slugging percentage tremendously. You'll start hitting doubles, triples, and home runs. Okay, this is why you see these top NCAA players, these top MLB players hitting with so much power. And much of that has to do with the way they get to an elite extension. In this video right here, I'm going to give you a drill that I believe is going to help your child to start ingraining a proper elite extension. Okay, so let's get started. Now, if you have not watched my videos, you know how important it is to have a good setup, a good gather, and as you start your forward move, you know how important it is that how I bring up all the time, maintain the pullback well into your heel plant. And we have what's going on here. It's like a hip thrust where you're staying back. In other words, your upper body's kind of tilting back. You see how his body's kind of tilting back? In other words, he's not moving forward. He's staying back. He's hitting behind his deltoid. That's where all his power is. See that? See where the bat speed is? So if you watch my videos, you know how important it is and how to develop this particular skill. Okay, so watch my videos in order to make sure that you understand this part of the swing. Now, in regards to getting an elite extension, what I would highly recommend for you to do is this. When you're working with your child, I would get what's called a contact pad, okay? In other words, it looks like something like what a martial artist would use in order to spar with someone. So it's basically one of these little gloves. You just stick your hand right in here, and you can get a direct off the side batter's box view. And as you're doing this with your child, okay, you want to do it very slowly and methodically, okay? Again, I'm assuming you've watched my other videos. As you're getting into your swing, what I want you to do is make sure that as you're applying the pullback and maintaining the pullback, I want your lead elbow to work up to the height of the mouth. I want the bat to be exaggerated. Okay, I want the bat to be exaggerated, barrel below the hands like this. Okay, I want you to make sure, and this is so crucial, that you have your barrel below the hands. And I really want you to exaggerate it where your bat is vertical. This is so important for the sake of doing this video correctly or this drill correctly, because if you do not do that, your lead elbow will not work up to the height of the mouth. Now, if you watch where the mouth is, and pretty much every elite player, okay, whether it be softball or baseball, you will see that the lead elbow will start working up to the height of the mouth. And again, with this player right here, watch what's going on. Watch where his elbow is. It's below that line. As he starts to get into a swing, the lead elbow works up to the height of the mouth. It stays there, barrel below the hands, and you can see that the lead elbow stays right there. And one of the reasons why this is occurring is because the barrel is pretty vertical and the barrel's below the hands, because if it was horizontal, his lead elbow would drop below his chest. Okay, so you want to do this for the sake of this video. Again, you want to have the barrel below the hands, and you want to hit into a contact pad, or if you do not have a contact pad, have your child hit into something. But the reason I like a contact pad is because if you are working opposite side batter's box view next to him like this, you can tell him, okay, hold your finish, okay? And you can tell him, for example, if the elbow was starting to drop way down here, what you do is you would get the bat and you would make it more vertical, and what that would do, it would get the elbow from dropping down here and it would raise it up, okay? Again, if your bat is kind of working horizontal instead of working in a manner like this, all right? This is so important. If your bat is working like this, your lead elbow will work up to the height of the mouth. Again, if your bat is kind of flat, okay, where you don't have a vertical bat, your lead elbow will drop below your chest and your forearm will be somewhere around here, and you will start slapping at the ball. So for the sake of having an elite extension, you must have a vertical bat. Now, the reason I use a contact pad is because you can go and hit into this and you can start making adjustments with your child, okay? So the main thing, again, it is crucial that when you're doing this drill that you maintain the pullback and you have a vertical bat. That will get your lead elbow to work up to the height of the mouth. You'll have your forearm below the elbow and you'll have kind of a look like this. And this is what you see with the best players in the world. Now pay attention also what's going on right here. You can see here it's very obvious as a left-hander that his chest right now is pointing in the direction of the shortstop, okay? If it was a right-hander, his chest would be pointing in the direction of the second baseman. In other words, he's staying closed and he's not opening up his body. The reason you want to make sure that you stay closed is because, again, this will allow your body to work like a whip. Watch what's going on right there. See how his chest kind of stays there and he goes from the barrel below the hands, and now you can see, pay attention to what's going on right here, and this is crucial as well, that I want you to make sure that the top arm, the lead arm, is working kind of like a hinge. In other words, you can see where his tricep is, and you can see right here, imagine this was a hinge, and basically what you want, and let me just erase this right here, is you want the forearm to catch up to the tricep. So in other words, you want it to work kind of like a hinge. Okay, that's why I call it a hinge move. Okay, you want it to move kind of like this. Now pay attention. This will explain to you what I mean by a hinge move. Pay attention to the tricep, what's going on. See how the forearm catches up to the tricep? It's working like a hinge. See that move right there? Many coaches overlook this. Many people that I see playing baseball or softball do not do this, but with the best players in the world, any pitch up the middle, any pitch, especially on the outside, they have this hinge move, okay? So when you're working with your child to get an elite extension, I want them first to hit into the pad like this, and then I want you to get your pad, the contact pad, or if they're working with hitting into a couch, have them back up, okay? And what I want you to do now is just back up that contact pad and watch what's going on right here. The way they're going to still be able to hit that contact pad right here like this is by doing that hinge move and staying close. Notice how the bat is still staying in the line of the flight of the pitch, okay? This is because he's staying closed, because his lead arm has worked up to the height of the mouth. It stays to the height of the mouth, okay? Again, it's crucial. It stays to the height of the mouth. Now the forearm catches up to the tricep. Again, I'm going to take this off right here. It's crucial that you understand that this must happen to have an elite extension, okay? So again, we're applying the pullback. The lead elbow works up to the height of the mouth. Why? Because he's having a vertical bat. It's crucial that you have a vertical bat. Now watch that hinge move. Now you can see how the forearm catches up to the tricep. The forearm catches up to the tricep, and what else do you see? Notice how much the barrel is below the hands. The barrel is below the hands, okay? This is so crucial that when you're doing this drill, that you keep the barrel below the hands. What I see with a lot of players that are less experienced, that are not very good at this stage of the swing, the bat is literally like this and sometimes even like that. Therefore, leaving the flight of the pitch very prematurely and early and not allowing you to have any power through the ball. It becomes more of a wrist swing more than a body swing, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to put the pad right here. You're going to hit right into it right there. That's exactly where you're going to hit into it, okay? Right here. You're not going to go any further than this right here. You're just going to hit into it until you master the lead elbow working up to the height of the mouth. Okay, the forearm's going to be like this. Okay, this is crucial, and you're going to have a vertical bat. Now the next stage is, again, we're working again, like I mentioned, that hinge move. You're going to back up just a little bit, and now you're going to make sure that the player, whoever you're working with, they're allowing their forearm to catch up to their tricep as they stay close. If they're a left-hander, the chest must be pointing to the shortstop. If it's a right-hander, the chest must remain pointing to the second baseman. Again, and a pitch up the middle or a pitch on the outside, especially this must occur. Now, if it's an inside pitch, of course, you're going to open up more. But if you're working off the tee, put the tee right in the middle, okay, or even a little outside, because you're going to get a lot of outside pitches with pitchers are trying to strike you out on that outside corner. You're going to work on this extension drill with barrel below the hands, barrel below the hands, and then again, once you master that, what I want you to do is back up or have them back up and hit into a couch or hit into something way over here. Okay, and then watch what happens as they're doing that hinge move. Notice how the bat is still hitting the contact pad, okay? And many times when I first work with players on this drill right here, literally they can't even hit the pad because their hands are literally flipping through the zone where they're not even able to hit the pad. But once they start to do this well, where the bat is like this and they start to work up, you can see them now developing the skills that it takes in order to hit the pad even further away. Now, as they get even better with it, what I tell them to do, I say, okay, now I'm going to back up even more. Okay, this is now for players that are really starting to master this drill pretty good, right? Now you're backing up even more, and watch this. Watch what happens here because this extension is so elite. Watch how even right here, the tip of the bat should still be able to hit the pad, okay? Now pay attention what's going on right here, okay? Both his arms are fully extended, and even this late into the swing, his barrel is still below the hands, okay? So again, what you're going to do, we're going to talk about getting an elite extension here, correct? So what happens is you maintain the pullback. By doing so, the bat works around the corner of the deltoid. The lead elbow works up to the height of the mouth. Why? Because he's maintaining a vertical bat. As he continues to go, now he's doing that hinge move. Watch the hinge move with the lead arm. Barrel below the hands, barrel below the hands, barrel below the hands, barrel below the hands. Look at this. This is amazing right here. This is why you see players in the MLB being able to hit these pitches that are either off speed or even if they're like going at them 100 miles per hour because of these kind of mechanics. Okay, this is a very quick and efficient swing. So in a nutshell, I want you to just make sure that when you're doing this, you start right here, hit the contact pad right there. Again, you want to back the pad up a little more, hit the pad right there. Again, back it up a little bit and hit it right there. So by this stage of the swing, okay, as you're backing up by about the third or fourth stage, your contact pad is way out here and your pad should be barely touching the contact pad because now your bat is going to start working kind of, excuse me there. Let me just fix this because your bat now is going to start working more kind of in an orbit, okay? In an orbit, kind of working like this. So it's going to gradually leave the contact pad and everything is just going to work in a beautiful orbit like this, okay? This is what you see with the best players in the world. Pay attention right here what's going on with this swing right here. As we go a little fast forward here, you can see how the bat is starting to work in a beautiful orbit right there, okay? So I hope you like this video. Give me a like, and I promise you that if you do this slowly and methodically, okay, and you can either do it with a contact pad or slowly hit it into some kind of a couch. You do not do this quickly. You do not do it in any fast motion. All you're doing is developing the barrel below the hands, lead elbow working up to the height of the mouth. That's a cause and effect from the barrel being below the hands. Again, the hinge move, that hinge move is so crucial with the barrel below the hands, doing the hinge move and staying closed. I promise you, you will learn to develop this kind of a swing right here. You will be able to do this within a short period of time. It is work. It is commitment, and I promise you that if you work on this on a daily basis, eventually every ball that you hit up the middle, especially on the outside, you will have this kind of beautiful extension through the ball. Please give me a like and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. Have a great day.